quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree.
You're listening to Ancient Echoes. I'm Samnang Bradley. Ancient stones, modern stories, warm welcomes. Today, a fragment of a court song, no more than a line, saved on a brittle reel, and the people trying to bring it back to life.
And I'm Sovin Lida. We'll follow that single line from archive to rehearsal, and along the way, we'll hear how language, instruments, and memory shape what survives and what nearly disappears.
In this episode, an apprentice singer who learned melodies from a grandmother's humming, a roneat maker who remembers lacquer dust on his hands, and an elder who still hums a phrase people thought was gone. We'll listen closely, and we'll try to reconstruct the melody together. Careful, respectful, and with consent at every step.
First, a little context.
Khmer court music developed over centuries around royal ritual, temple festivals, and ceremonial life. Instruments like the roneat, bamboo or wooden xylophone, the tro, a bowed fiddle, and the chapé, long-neck lute, shaped how songs were heard and how they were taught, often orally, inside palace households or among court troops.
Repertoires were not always written down. Notation efforts began in the 20th century, but many melodies were remembered only as phrase shapes, particular ornamental turns, and vocal color. When societies shift, when singers disperse, when language use changes, those fragile oral lines can snap. That's what we're following today, a line that survived in memory and on 2 short archival reels.
Section 1. Meeting the apprentice and the maker.
I met Chenda in a rehearsal room behind a small cultural center in Phnom Penh. She's in her 30s, apprenticed to a former court singer who taught her by humming while she worked in the kitchen. When I asked Chenda to sing, she laughed softly and said, "I'm still learning to let the voice rest where the meaning sits."
Chenda's voice is light but steady. She learns by imitation, listening to an elder hum a phrase, feeling the phrase in her body, then shaping it with breath and ornament. That embodied transmission is exactly what makes reconstruction both possible and delicate. You can measure a pitch, but not always the tiny slide between notes that gives a Khmer phrase its life.
We also visited Mr. Van, a roneat maker. I found him leaning over a bench, lacquer dust on his fingers, polishing keys that would sing when struck. He told me, "Instruments remember hands. The sound you get depends on the wood, the cane, and how the keys answer your touch."
Hearing the instrument in the room changed Chenda's phrasing, she adjusted her timing, tiny micro delays that matched the roneat's sustain.
We asked Chenda about memory. She offered a small story. When she was a child, her grandmother would wake before dawn and hum in a courtyard, calling the household to rice. Those humming fragments became placeholders for songs. Later, Chenda discovered an archival reel in a university collection with one line that matched her grandmother's hum.
Section 2. Soundscape interlude and archival montage.
That reel we played is fragile, one line looped on the edge of intelligibility. Scholars told us it likely belonged to a mid-20th century palace repertoire. But transcription is tricky. Older recordings captured different tuning standards, and singers used local pronunciation that has shifted since.
We brought the reel to Dr. Chun, an ethnomusicologist, and to Mr. Fan, an elder who remembered songs from his childhood in the Palace District. Dr. Chun explained how notation systems imported from Europe struggled to capture ornamentation. Mr. Fan sang a compliment, just a humming answer that made the fragment feel whole.
Between the reel, the elder's humming, and Chenda's practice, the melody began to reassemble, not as a perfect replica, but as a living thing stitched from several memories. Ethnomusicology here is less about proving a single original and more about documenting how people make meaning with sound.
Section 3. The Reconstruction. Step by careful step.
Reconstruction started on paper. Dr. Chin mapped the reel's pitches into a rough notation. Then Chinda and the roneat maker rehearsed. She sang a phrase, he adjusted mallet placement, she softened an ornament, he shortened a key. Each change was a conversation between voice and wood.
We recorded rehearsal takes, kept notes on pronunciation, and marked where elders preferred an older vowel or a dropped consonant. Sometimes the choice was aesthetic. Sometimes it was about intelligibility. For listeners learning the phrase, we've included bilingual transliteration in the show notes.
At one rehearsal, Chenda stopped midline. She put her hand to her chest and said, "This is the moment my grandmother hums." She cried. The sound wasn't about performance alone. It was about connecting to a voice that survived in someone's kitchen.
That response raises an important ethical point. Reconstructing music isn't simply technical, it's relational. We checked consent at every stage. The elder who hummed agreed to share his memory. Chenda chose which phrases felt true to her lineage. Permissions and credits are listed in the show notes.
Now, the practical takeaway for listeners who want to hear this music responsibly: attend public performances at recognized cultural centers, ask before recording, remove hats in ceremonial spaces when requested, and support local ensembles by buying tickets or donating to community preservation projects.
If you're learning, start with listening. Archived reels are in national collections, and many ensembles post carefully curated clips. Use the show notes for a short bilingual guide to pronunciation and recommended recordings. Always credit the community and the elder singers when you share.
In the final weeks of our project, Chenda performed the reconstructed line for a small circle, elders, makers, and family. It wasn't a concert, it was a homecoming. The melody arrived, altered by time, but recognizable at its heart.
For the diaspora listening now, these songs keep threads of memory alive. Reconstruction projects are a way to share care across distances, holding sound in community, rather than in a museum glass case.
Before we close, a brief excerpt. Chenda sings the reconstructed phrase, quiet, without accompaniment, so you can hear how a single line can carry centuries. La, na, ah.
That line will live on in rehearsal rooms and in the recordings we've archived with permission. You'll find links to the full recording, transcription, and credits in the show notes. We give deep thanks to Chenda, Mr. Van the roneat maker, Dr. Chun, Mr. Fan, and the custodians of the archival reel.
If this episode moved you, please subscribe to Ancient Echoes, leave a rating, and share the story. Supporting community projects and licensed recordings is the best way to ensure melodies continue to be heard.
Quiet Stones, Loud Stories. I'm Samnang Bradley. Thank you for listening. Walk the temples with me. Hear Cambodia's heartbeat.
Oh, shining diamond, flawless and red, you stand so quiet, soft in the air. I dared not to rush you, feared you'd flee. Your heart too pure to belong to me. If you turn away, I reach and bind, press my hand, still body and mind. Your brows I trace, your breath I steal, this mark I place is dark and real. From this moment break and fall, hear the spell, obey the call. False love born from sacred lies, second one whispers through closed eyes. Follow me, don't fight, don't run, your soul is caught, my work is done. Empty will, your light undone, under spell, under Sigmund. Crystal beauty, diamond bright, caught between shadow, charm and night. Time won't save you, truth won't last. This vow is carved, the line is cast. My words are smoke, my touch is fire. I bend your heart to dark desire.